that makes products for other people as well. And he joins us right now from Los Angeles because that's where it's not the fancy food show. I forget what they call it, but Joe's down in LA right now. Hello, Joe.
Good morning, Randall. Good morning, people. How are you?
Fantastic. Great to have you with us this morning. What's the name of the show you're at currently in LA?
The Natural Product Expo.
Natural Product Expo. And, I was at the Fancy Food Show this last, what was that? Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, that's right, in January, in San Francisco. And I saw a lot of gluten-free products there. I bet you're starting to see the same thing, Joe, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All over the country.
All over the place. So how did you get into, do you have a personal connection to gluten issues? How did you get into baking gluten-free products?
A loved one had celiac disease, and she found out rather late in life.
Oh, so dealt with it her whole life and then realized what the problem was.
Exactly, and her kids as well have it. So I used to love baking and cooking and did it all through high school, college, and restaurants all over the country, and one day just started baking gluten-free to see if I could find something that tasted good for them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's interesting that you're doing that because I do see more options now when you're out shopping. My uncle and cousin, his daughter, both found out, like you said, like your case, a little late into life, that if they had known this before, probably would have changed eating and a lot of things for them had they known earlier. But when they did find out, I would say about maybe 10 years ago, there was such a limited choice. When they came to my house to eat, it was a little bit stressful for me to try to find something for them to eat. So what kind of a interest do you have in the products? Are you just seeing like a boom in the interest in the products you're making?
Products quality has been changing radically, and as you said, the number of competitors that are coming to the marketplace is just expanding every day. There's someone new in the Bay Area. There's more information on Amazon, even on eBay where people are selling, and it's just amazing trying to even keep up on how much is coming out.
Joe, let's talk about the different flours that you can use, because that's the key ingredient when it comes to baking breads or any sort of product like that. But you have several that you can from which you can choose.
There's numbers. Basically, can't use barley, wheat, or rye.
Okay, so
those are the off limits flours.
Yes, those are the off limit ones, and then anything else you really open. So we use everything from rice flours to garbanzo flours, to tapioca starches, millet, corn, teff, amaranth. The list just goes on the different flours we play with.
Oh, amaranth, and that's really high in protein. It's one of those ancient grains the Aztecs used to use. Flax meal. You're using some flours that are also at the same time on the rise in terms of people trying to eat a healthy diet.
Yes, and that also comes from the paleo or the caveman diet as well. So we use a lot of almond flour and coconut flour in our products.
I like that.
So what's the trade-off? Because I'm not a very good baker when it comes to bread, but I do know the role that gluten plays in the bread making process. So what's the trade-out? What is the component in these other flours that make them work for making a bread product?
Basically, most of the flours need some sort of gum to stabilize them and create the cellular structure that wheat, rye, and barley has.
Okay.
So with the gums, you use a xanthan gum or agar gum. That creates a cell structure. And then with the different flours, you get the flavor, the nutrition, the crumb, the mouthfeel that people enjoy.
People are nowadays trying to get back to the term is real foods that are low on the processed side. And so I think in the minds of some people, they're thinking, oh, if I'm buying this gluten-free bread, it must be processed to the point, to remove that gluten. But that's not necessarily the case, right?
No, not in the removal of the gluten, but many of the products out there are very low in nutrition because of their predominantly starch-based, and then there's chemical additives. And we work the other way. We try to remove as much starch as possible and add in the nutrition, whether it's from products such as flax meal or psyllium husk, or can't even think of what else we use, ginger, just other products that bring nutrition back to what a wheat-based bread would have.
Psyllium husk,
And
I like the
it's
sound of that, Joe, because I mix that into, liquids. I try to do it daily just to keep myself regular. And so if I could get it in my bakery products, that would be fantastic.
One of the problems with gluten-free is that the breads can be dense and they don't necessarily sit well in the digestion. So adding a little bit of psyllium, which is effectively all that Metamucil is, really helps with a bread going through your system.
We've bought some gluten-free.
Regular and healthy.
We've bought some gluten-free products. We still have it in the freezer at our house. It's like a rock.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean.
Right.
Some of the ones that aren't done right. Yeah.
So what would you say is one of your most popular products that people are that you're really, hitting that? Because I think when you're shopping for gluten-free, you're really missing the regular bread made out of wheat and, those kinds of things. Like Randall was saying, you have the one still that's like a cinder block. So what are some of your popular items that are really working for people?
So we stay away from the sandwich bread, that white bread that most people enjoy. We have a sweet panini sandwich loaf that is a full-size loaf. And it's wonderful as a sandwich. It's wonderful as French toast.
And
we have...
I was just going to say, and you also make a pizza dough, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, we do. I'm an original Philly boy, so I love my pizza. and I have to have my pizza, and I love to work with different toppings. So we have our most popular is our Neapolitan pizza crust. And then we have crusts that go as large as 30 inches.
Hey, Joe, I know we only have a few seconds left, but I know that you provide for a number of different producers out there. And when I go to different pizza places, I notice that the gluten-free crust seems to be all the same. Do you make that crust that goes out there?
We do make the crust, but we are a smaller player out there right now.
All right, Joe Hertzbach, owner of Pele's Oven. You can go to pelesoven.com for more information. Thank you for joining us, and safe travels, Joe.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, we're back in just a moment. Some of California's best restaurants, hotels, and homes are perched on steep hillsides with incredible views, but those buildings